Hi friends, in this video we are going to discuss about one of the important dependency of your Spring Boot framework. So the dependency is DevTools. So Spring Boot DevTool. So that is the dependency. So with this, so what is the so this is the one of the important dependency you need to add when you are working with your projects. So what is the advantage of using this DevTools dependency? So this will auto redeploy your application whenever you are changing some code in your application. Whenever you save the code, so this devtool dependency will automatically redeploy the code. So you no need to stop your server and again no need to restart your server. So everything will be taken care by your Spring Boot DevTools. So it will automatically redeploys your application into the server. So without stopping the server and without restarting it again, you can get the changes in your application. So the changes will be reflected automatically. So for that, what you need to do is you need to add this dependency in your POM file. So let's create one project. So for creating a Spring Boot project, so Spring Framework provides one user interface. So already we discussed. So let's create one more time. So to create a Spring Boot project, we are using initializer. So this is the one we are going to use. So with this, we are going to create a Spring Boot project. So we need to open this site, and after that you need to provide your project name, package name, and language. So mm, before that, you need to select whether it's a Maven project or Gradle project. So it's a Maven project, and after that project name and package name you need to provide, and after that your Java version you need to provide, and after that what are the dependencies you want to add to your project. So in the dependencies section, so what are the dependencies we need to select? So Spring Boot starter web 1. So web is 1 means it will internally cast Spring Boot starter web, it will select the dependency. And now one more dependency in our previous example, if you remember, so we selected Spring Boot startup web only, and now I want to add one more dependency, so DevTools. So these are the two dependencies I'm going to select, and I'm going to create a project, and after that I will download the project into my local, and after that I will import the project into my STS. So first let me open the Spring Initializer, which is an user interface provided by your Spring framework to create your Spring Boot project fastly without any major minor issues. So you no need to add any dependencies in the POM file manually. So in this dependency section, specify your required dependencies. So your Spring Boot means Spring Initializer will gives you readily available Spring Boot project. So from there you make changes according to your requirement. So you can concentrate on your business requirement rather than creating the project and project configurations. Everything will be taken care by your Spring Boot framework only through Spring Initializer. So let's create a project. Now let me go to not this one. Let me, yes. So here Spring Initializer. Spring. So this is the one. So if I click this, it will internally goes to start.spring.io. So this is the user interface provided by your Spring framework to create a project in a faster manner. So now, already we discussed this. Let me one more time we'll discuss now. So which project you want to create? So either you want to create a Maven project or Gradle project. So I'm going to create a Maven project. which language I'm going to use. So I'm going to use Java project. So that's why I'm selecting Java. So your Spring Boot will support Groovy and put and this language also. And after that, which version of Spring Boot you are going to select. So you can select this also, no issues, but let it be default. No. So this is your Spring Boot specific things. So don't select this snapshots. So select the stable versions only. So this one, and this one. These are three options. So we are selecting latest version. Now here you need to provide your project related things. Group ID, contact, EXP, and provide it. Now project name, Spring Devtool, Dev, so Devtool EXP. That's it. Dev to EXP. This is a project name I am creating. Now, if you go to here, so how to pack this? So I am using Java. Now, what is the version? Java version. So it will support minimum Java version is 8. So in my system I am having only 8. So that's why I am selecting Java 8. So now, so everything is done. Now I need to select the dependencies. So this is done. So Java version I have selected 1.8. So the least version. So your Spring Boot is going to support this version of Spring Boot 2.4.0 is going to support this Java 8. Yeah, if you are in your system, if you are having Java 7, yeah, no issues. We can go for Spring Boot 1.5 version also there. You can go for that. Now, so here now I need to select the dependencies. So the first dependency is web dependency. So this is nothing but Spring Boot startup web. I have added the web. Now I need to add Devtools. So again go to here, dev. This is the one. So now if you look into this, I have added two dependencies to my project. So now generate the project. So now it will generate the project and it will download into your download folder. Now let me go to my computer, downloads. This is a project we have selected, right? We have given the name Spring Boot devtool PHP. See, this is a project, it's created. Unzip here. So now if you look into this, yes, these things are not required. Remove these things. Remove this. So now if you open your palm, see here, if you go to the dependencies section, so dependencies, in the dependencies, see, you can able to see Spring Boot starter web, the minimum required dependency, and one more dependency we selected, right? Devtools. So this is one more dependency. See here we selected two dependencies, one, two. That's right. Okay. There are two dependencies. And this is for your JUnit related things. So Spring Boot by default adds this one. So if you are selecting Spring Boot starter web, so it will select the means by default it will add this dependency Spring Boot starter test. So if you don't like, if you are not going to write any JUnits with respect to Spring Boot, then you can delete this dependency, but let it be. So the version, Java version. So here we are using JDK 1.8. That's why we have specified the Java version in the properties. And if you look into this, so this is a parent version. So this is 2.4.0. So from where you are getting this? See here we have selected 2. So now this is a parent and this is your project details, whatever you have provided, group ID and artifactory ID. And here In your ordinary projects, if you look into this, here we are going to provide version also. But when it comes to Spring Boot, we won't provide any version because your Spring parent will download all the dependencies which are compatible to this version. That's why in the Spring Boot you won't get major minor version issues or incompatibility of dependencies issue. Now, so everything is done. Let me copy this project into some location. This is my project, right? Copy and let me go to my playback. Copy paste. Now, yes. So now import this project into my XTS. So I have closed my previous project. So import existing Maven project, Maven, existing Maven project, so huge. So now see, so it's imported. So the Java version is 1.8 and the dependencies are added. So these are the dependencies. It's already downloaded and it's added. And this is your POM file. Now, so if you go to here, so here application.property file is there, but we are not going to do anything with this application.property file. So if you are not providing any properties in your application.property file, so your Spring Boot framework will read the property from default file. Now here, this is the main file from where your Spring Boot application execution starts. So now, so there is no controller who will handle the incoming request. Now let me create one controller. So now before going creating the controller, so if you look into this, already we discussed, so components can paste package. These components can will reads a file or looks for the dependent files from this package only. So all your packages should be sub-package of this package. If you are creating outside this package, your Spring Boot won't be able to read that file. So now I want to create one controller. Now new class. So controller. So class name is EME employee controller. See, it is a sub package of controller class. Controller package is a sub package. So your components can will look for the dependence files from this package to sub package. So now no issues. It will works for you. Now this is ordinary class. Now I want to make it as a REST controller. So make it REST controller. So if you look into this, it's a combination of two annotations, controller and request body. Already we discussed. I don't want to get into that. Public string m1. So return and return string. I'm not doing anything, just I have created one controller. It's hello WR. Now it's ordinary method. I want to make it as a web service. So for that I'm using get mapping because I'm not posting any data. So just I'm using get mapping. Auth. I'm using EMP. Now with this path, I can able to access this method, right? So what is the URL of this? Now, what is the URL? So if you look into this, how to access this method? HTTP, localhost. So what is the port number? So it's using default port number. So 8080 slash EMP. And the method is, that method we are using get method. So if you hit this URL or URI using get method, so you will get hello world. So now see. So now let me start this application, run as Spring Boot application. See, the application got started at Z080 because I'm not changing any port number. So now let me go to my postman, HTTP localhost, and port number is 8080 080 slash EMP. So the method is, so what method we have used? Get. So we are getting, so if we are using get method, so what will happen? So we are getting the data from the service to that consumer. So who is the consumer here? So postman is the consumer. Let's say this. Say hello world. Hello world is there. So we are consuming the service by using get method. We are consuming the service. By post method, we are sending the data to the service. So now I don't want to use hello world. I want to use first Spring Boot application. Now, hello world Spring Boot application. So now if I save this, see, till now the file is not saved. If I save this, then what will happen? So in your let me go to here. So in your palm, so we have added this dependency. So this dependency will auto redeploy your application. So you no need to start, sorry, you no need to stop and start your server, unlike our previous example. So see, I have not saved this one. Let me save. See, it's redeployed. Okay, it's redeployed again. So now I have not stopped any server. So now let me hit. See, so if I'm doing some changes, okay, application. Now again I'm saving. Whenever see the console. Whenever I save this, okay, it's auto redeploy. See, see, okay, auto redeploy. So why it is happening? Because of this identification. So if I remove this one, let me remove this Control X and Control V here. Okay, dependency. Now I don't have DevTools. So see, if I'm changing something in my controller or anywhere, not only controller, in anywhere in your application, in some X file. So if you are using DevTools, so your application will be auto redeployed. So that is the use of your DevTool. So if you don't have that one, so again you need to restart your server and you need to stop and start the server. So if you're adding this, so whenever you make some changes to your application, say whenever you make some changes to your application, you no need to redeploy that application. Means stop. You no need to stop the server and no need to restart the server. So your devtool dependency, Spring Boot devtool dependency will take care of redeploying the application. So which this will save you a lot of time. So if you are making some n number of changes, so in our traditional applications like Spring Boot, sorry, like Spring, so every time you need to stop the server and start the server to reflect your changes. But when it comes to Spring Boot, no need. Just make the changes whenever you are doing some save. So if you added this dependency, so this dependency will take care everything. So the changes will be reflected automatically. So which will saves the developer time a lot. So this is the use of Spring Boot DevTool. I hope you understood this. Thank you.